So today I'm going to talk about the books which I read recently, and those were two romance novels, not one but two. And I have read romance genre after a very long time, perhaps after 4 to 5 years, I don't know. But it was a pretty large break, and after that I dived into the most popular romance books which were trending nowadays in two recent years, and those were Book Lovers by Amelie Henry and Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. So I'm here to talk about these two books. So let's get into the first book, which is Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Now this is the academic romance background type of novel. So it is a student professor love relationship, but not in, where the student is a minority and everything is wrong with that relationship. It is a relationship between two mature people who are, taking it slow, taking their own time to explore or find out more about the relationship without actually committing to each other or without even professing the feelings to one another. So this was pretty much, I could even call it sci-fi novel, because I don't know, it is fiction, the story is fiction and the background is academic, with particularly academic in a sense of science academic background. So I don't know if I can call it as sci-fi. Please tell me, or please help me with that. What I particularly liked about this book when I first read it was the pacing of the entire story, which was not too fast and not too slow, because if things go slow then you kind of tend to throw away the book completely or DNF the book. But it was not the case in this book, which was a good thing, and it had a comfortable pace. It was also progressing with a pretty much steady rate, and there were certain few pages where I got bored a little, but then it picked up and I finished the whole book eventually. Another thing which I liked about this book was the relationship between, as I said earlier, the protagonists, the male and the females. So the thing which I particularly liked about this book was the chemistry, which I talked about earlier, and it was from this awkwardness due to a certain situation. I'll not spoil it here, but it was awkward, then they eventually became best friends, and then the relationship slowly and progressively transformed to a love relationship. So that is why I like this book, because it was not an actually one night fling or something like that, but it did both the leads, they took the reins in their own hands and they took the relationship forward. One little bit which I didn't like particularly is the protagonist, the male hero, which you can call obviously in the romance novels, and the hero was portrayed a bit larger than life, because he was like this out of, that brooding type of a male who is into his late 30s, but he is still brooding kind of a figure, and all the girls obviously they blush when I'm going to set my fan. All the females, they eventually blushed when this male figure came around or near them, and this was kind of, okay, can we get over that? So it was kind of lingering throughout the whole book. And yes, this book also has got a villain. Who knew it? So that's it about this book. Let's get to the second book, which was Book Lovers by Amelie Henry. It was so talked about book on all the social media that I had to read it eventually. And when Claire Reed's Books got her own copy and read the book and reviewed it, I had to do it. So I read the book, and it was, the romance was slick and very fascinating. It was about a girl who moves from city to small town for some days, and then she gets romantically involved with a small town guy. Not literally, but yes, he is a small town guy, whose name is Charlie, and the chemistry between the two gets out of the world. It explores the relationship from professional colleagues to best friends, because the vibe is already matching, and there's this instant chemistry sparks fly instantly because the chemistry is so slick. And then you get this elder sibling, young sibling, conversation, which will make you reminiscence about your old days with your sibling. So that was a very very good thing about this book. Also, this book explores the trauma from loss of a loved one and how life changes after that for some people drastically. And I mean not only professional life but also personal life, and the sacrifices you make for your family after that when you are a lone member and a lone responsible member in the family. So that exploration was done quite wonderfully by that author. Emily Henry gets to the point very quickly, and she explores the various aspects of the characters which she is telling you the story about. And these characters have various shades, and she involves all these shades in the story. So you know this character very very closely at the end of the book, and you kind of get an intuition of what choices they are going to make eventually. There's a recent trend going on where when someone is interviewed, some highly placed person is interviewed or a celebrity is interviewed, they kind of rub off or make this rub off this thing of having a family life. They proudly claim that they are career oriented and everything around that, but they look down upon having a family life or having a committed relationship in a marriage. I don't get the thing, and this book explores exactly that, which I didn't quite relate with, because you can build up a career but eventually when you go higher up or you reach your dream position, you'll be all alone there, and there'll be no family and friends with you to celebrate your success. So what's the use? You will have all the money, you will have all the things you need, but the main thing which you won't have is your family and friends. But this was the point that stuck with me, and I didn't relate or agree with this particular part of the story or part of the character. The chemistry between two leads feels so natural, and things just happen within, just like a smooth sailing ride wherein you're comfortable and you're enjoying yourself. You have that relationship between two people, and that's what this chemistry in the book was, and I quite literally enjoyed it in detail and in depth, and I'm looking forward to reading more books by Emily Henry. People You Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So I'm into this book right now. I'm reading this book and let's see how it goes. Till then, bye bye.